everyone, welcome back to another shorter Vinyasa practice. My name is Sarah, and in today's class we're going to be focusing on opening through the throat as well as the spine, so back bending a little bit. We'll be moving into asanas such as our Matsyasana, our fish pose, and all of the movements that we do today will really help draw attention to our Vishuddha chakra, our throat chakra. So this is an energy center in our subtle body, our energetic body, and it is responsible for how we communicate with the world around us, how we express ourselves. So all the movements that we do, all the breath is just going to help draw attention to this. Now, this is a short form version of a longer class that we have in our Patreon account. I love this class so much because we get to go over more modalities of our yoga practice. So we'll have some pranayama in there as well as some chanting. So if you really enjoyed this class and felt like more, I'll leave the class down in the description below, and you can access all the other classes that we've uploaded to Patreon over that time as well. Okay, let's get started on our backs. If you did have a block or a pillow or a rolled up blanket you'd like to bring in for this next posture, feel free to. What we're going to do is roll down and bring this prop underneath kind of our ribs / shoulder blades. And as you lie down, your head is going to tap down. So it's a little bit of a back bend here, our supported Matsyasana. And if you didn't have a prop or if this felt uncomfortable at all, feel free to let that go and just lie down in Savasana. So you could have your legs long here. Another option is to have the knees bent, maybe finding a Supta Baddha Konasana with the feet together and the knees wide. Might also be cross-legged as well. And just make sure that you feel comfortable. Closing down the eyes. And we're just going to use the next couple of minutes to draw inwards a little bit more. Feeling into this subtle back bend, lifting up the space of the heart, starting to open through the throat as well. Maybe using this moment of pause as a way to reflect on what I just mentioned about the throat chakra, and if anything stood out for you. So some things that could come up is about our confidence of expressing our voice. It could do with, truthfulness with what we say or what we do or the lack of it. If anything pops up, maybe you resonate with it, you ponder on it for a few moments. If it doesn't, don't force it. We'll take about 5-ish more breaths here before we begin to move. You might start to deepen the breath. So breathing a little bit deeper into the diaphragm, the ribs, the chest. Maybe even starting to constrict the back of the throat, finding our Ujjayi pranayama, kind of sounding like a wave or a snore. You should be able to hear it, in particular on the exhalation. Let's go one more breath, completely releasing any tension that has arisen within the physical body. letting the weight drop down towards the ground, drop down towards our prop on our exhalation. Just draw your chin in towards the chest. Maybe lift yourself up onto your elbows. If you do have a prop underneath you, move it to the side. And then lower yourself down onto your back. Interlace the fingertips behind your head and then walk your feet behind your hips. Draw the lower back in the direction of the ground. Take a deep breath in here. As we exhale, start to lift the head off the ground using your hands. Kind of thinking a little slide of the ribs towards the hips. We want our head to be pretty heavy here, almost like you're pushing it back towards your hands. Elbows might be tucked in here. You can always just move your head from side to side a little bit. Take another deep breath in here. As we exhale, lower yourself down, come back to the ground. I'm going to start to press through the feet. Breathe in as you lift the pelvis off the ground. And then as you exhale, start to lift the rest of the spine off the ground. Your hands still might be behind your head here. Setu Bandhasana. Breathe in at the top. As we exhale, slowly roll down the spine, touching each vertebrae down at a time. Breathe in at the bottom. As you exhale, curl your chin in towards the chest. Draw the elbows forward. Pull on your hands, breathe in. Exhale, lower yourself down. Let's go one more time with the legs. Breathe in, start to lift the pelvis off, lifting the lower back, the mid back, upper back. Exhale, hold at the top. Breathe in again. Slowly start to make your way back down. Unraveling, untucking everything in the process. Release the hands by your sides, grab the back of the legs, and then just rock yourself up. Come into a tabletop position. So moving hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We'll flow through a couple rounds of our cat and cow here. Use your next breath in, drop the belly down, look forward, squeeze the shoulder blades back. As we exhale, push away from the ground, tuck the chin in towards the chest. Inhale to open, scoop the chest through. You might even lift the eye gaze a little bit more here. Exhale to round. And feel free to take a couple more rounds in your own time and really just focus on the neck and the throat. So you might move your head around in different directions to open through different parts of that part of the body. And then when you're ready, come back through center. Keep your hips stacked over your knees. Take a big step forward with both hands. Inhale through the nose. As we exhale, drop the chest down to the ground to find puppy pose. So forehead might be on the ground here. Heart drawing in the direction of the ground. And if you just wanted to be a bit more passive, elbows could be down. If you wanted a bit more activeness, you push through the hands, try lift the elbows off the ground. If you're feeling really open today, you could lift the eye gaze, drawing the chin onto the ground, starting to open through the throat even more. Let's go one more breath here. Let's all keep the elbows down on the ground. Start to slide your way forward until the hips land. Engage the glutes, breathe in as you lift yourself up into a variation of cobra. Could be low, could be high. Exhale, hold. Can you squeeze your shoulder blades back? Take another deep breath in, lift up the chest, maybe lift the eye gaze a little bit more. As you exhale, lower yourself down. Hands by the ribs, breathe in as you push up onto your knees, engage the core. As you exhale, tuck onto the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. And maybe you pedal out the feet here. Dropping one heel down, dropping the other heel down. Still aiming to find the constriction of the throat, Ujjayi Pranayama. Keeping us focused, attentive. Use your next breath and walk your hands back towards your feet.
As you exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana at the back of the mat. Interlace the fingertips, bring them behind your head, draw the elbows towards each other. We take a slow roll up through standing. So unraveling the spine, one vertebrae at a time until we get to the top. Once we do, breathe in, open the elbows. As we exhale, chest lifts, shoulders draw down. Take another deep breath in, engage the glutes. As we exhale, draw the elbows towards each other, tuck the chin in again, slow roll down into Uttanasana, forward fold. Release the hands to the shins, breathe in as you lift halfway. As we exhale, walk your hands out in front of you, come into your plank position. Breathe in as you shift your weight forward. As you exhale, chaturanga, knees or toes, option to come halfway. Cobra on the ground, just like we did before. Or you can come into upward facing dog. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Engage the glutes. And then as you exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Okay. We're going to bring a little bit more warmth into our sequence here. Use your next breath in, sweep the right toes high, three-legged dog. As you exhale, bend the right knee, bring the foot close towards the glutes. Lift your knee as high as you can. Breathe in, start to look forward in between your hands. Maybe bend your left knee a little bit more here. Imagine like your right foot was trying to touch towards the head. Take another deep breath in. As you exhale, start to roll forward, right knee towards the nose. Inhale, lift it back up. Let's try that 2 more times. Exhale, roll forward. Imagine your cow pose as you open up last time. Exhale, can you imagine cat pose as you round forward? Step the right foot in between the hands, warrior 3. Start to shift your weight forward, lift yourself up. Back is really long here, arms reaching by your sides. Can you make your left leg really long? From this position, we're going to arch our back. Can you imagine cow pose as you lift up through the chest, lift the left heel up, engage the shoulders down the back body. Take a deep breath in here. As we exhale, draw the left knee towards the chest, round through the upper back, nose in the direction of the knee. Let's try that 2 more times. Breathe in as you open, lift up your back foot, open the chest. Exhale to round. Let's do that 1 more time. Breathe in to open. Good for the balance as well. Exhale to round. Long step back with the left foot, high lunge. Tuck onto left toes. Breathe in as you lift the arms above your head. As you exhale, drop the hips down ever so slightly. Back leg is really long and strong. Right knee pressing forward. From this position, can you interlace the fingertips? This time, your index finger, your second finger is going to keep out for Kali Mudra. Deep breath in as you draw the left knee down to the ground. As you exhale, can you shift your hips forward, Anjaneyasana? Breathe in as you start to open through the back, maybe lift the eye gaze. Exhale, hold, keep lifting the heart up to the sky. Breathe in, left hand comes down on the inside of the right foot. As you exhale, you might tuck onto the left toes, lift the left knee off the ground. We're going to step back into our side plank. So left heel might come down as your right foot steps back, and just know that you can always have the left knee down as well for support. Once we get to the back, can you lift your hips up a little bit higher? Maybe the right hand reaches forward, take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Bring the hands down in the direction of the ground. Right knee comes down. Lift up your left foot for our 3-legged table. Use your next breath in. Bend the elbow. Shift your weight forward. Chin and chest comes down to the ground. Lift your left foot high. As you exhale, lift up. Tuck right toes. Lift the right knee off. Left knee is going to pull towards the nose. Okay, we're going to try that 2 more times. So let's slow it down. Right knee taps. Breathe in, chin and chest to the ground, elbows in. As you exhale, come up. Right toes tucked. Lift the right knee. Left knee draw towards the nose. 1 more. Breathe in, right knee down, chin and chest to the ground, elbows in. Exhale, tuck right toes. Left knee pulls in. Breathe in as your left foot steps back into your plank position. As you exhale, your vinyasa. if you would like, or you can absolutely skip it out, heading into our downward facing dog again. Take one more breath here. Keeping our breath slow and even. Breathe in, sweep the left toes high, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the left knee, bring the foot close towards the glutes. Can you lift your left knee up a little higher? Make sure there's a little bend in your right knee. Start to look forward a little bit, eye gaze in between the hands. Breathe in as you imagine your left foot touching towards the back of the head. As you exhale, roll forward, left knee towards the nose. Doesn't have to touch. Breathe in, open up, imagine cow pose. Exhale, shift forward. One more, breathe in. Breathe out. Set the left foot in between the hands, warrior three. Shift your weight forward. Lift your back leg, arms reach behind, spine parallel with the ground. Hips and shoulders square. Use your next breath in, lift up your right heel, lift the chest, arms reach up. And then as you exhale, curl it underneath your body. Imagine cat pose here. Breathe in as you open up. Exhale to round. One more, breathe in. It's totally okay if you fall over here. Exhale to round. It's supposed to be quite challenging. Okay, high lunge, long step back with the right toes. Make it light, not like me. Breathe in as you lift your arms. Exhale, just sink into the hips a little bit. Draw the shoulder blades away from the ears. Interlace the fingertips again, except for the second fingers, and then point them up to the sky. Breathe in, lower the right knee down. As you exhale, can you shift your hips forward a little bit more? Breathe in as you open through the back. Look up towards your fingertips, if that feels comfortable. Hold for your exhale. Right hand comes down to the ground. Find your twist of choice. Breathe in, left hand reaches up. Exhale, hold. Knee can be down or off. We transition into Vashisthasana, side plank. Maybe the knee comes down, or you drop your right heel to the side and take a step or a couple of steps to get back. Can you lift your hips up, push out through the right hand. Take a deep breath in, maybe you reach your left hand forward. And then as you exhale, left hand comes down, plank position. Breathe in, shift forward, optional vinyasa, or skip it out. Oh no, we forgot. We forgot one part. Let's all come down to the ground again. Tabletop position. This time it's our right leg that's going to extend out. How could I forget? Okay, start to bend the elbows, chin and chest to the ground, right toes lift up. Breathe in, and then as you exhale, tuck left toes, right knee pulls underneath the body towards the nose. Two more times. Left knee comes down, breathe in. Exhale, push up. One more, breathe in. Open the throat. Exhale. Now we can move through our vinyasa if you want, otherwise skip it out. Okay, I'm going to do that sequence one more time, a little bit shorter, a little bit more flowy. Really focus on opening through the throat and the spine. Breathe in, sweep the right toes high, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring the right foot next to the glute. Open the back, breathe in, look forward. Exhale, right knee towards the nose just once this time. Set the right foot in between the hands, warrior three. Breathe in, shift your weight forward, arms reach back. Exhale, hold. Find strength through the core. Breathe in, lift the left foot, lift the chest. As you exhale, draw the left leg underneath your body. High lunge. Breathe in, tuck left toes, lift the arms. Exhale, drop into the hips. Slide the shoulder blades down, interlace the fingertips. Breathe in, left knee comes down, point the index fingers away. As you exhale, drop into your back bend, hips forward, chest high. Maybe explore a little bit deeper for one more breath. Keep active though. Breathe in, left hand comes down. Exhale, twist, right hand high, maybe left knee is off the ground. Side plank, breathe in, right foot steps back. If you wanted wild thing, take your right toes behind your left leg. Start to lift your hips up a little higher, right hand reaches forward, engage the glutes. Try to roll your heart, your chest up to the sky. One more breath. Right hand comes back down, find your plank, this time knees down. Bring your hips on top of your knees. Puppy pose. Breathe in. Exhale, drop the chest down. Maybe eye gaze forward, chin on the ground if that feels comfortable for your spine. One more breath. Start to shoot forward, breathe in, cobra, hips down, glutes squeeze, press up. As you exhale, lower down, hands by the ribs, come into down dog. One more time. Breathe in, sweep the left toes high, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend the knee, bring the foot close towards the hips. Breathe in, start to open the back, look forward. Exhale, left knee towards the nose. Step the left foot in between the hands. Warrior three, breathe in, lift up. Exhale, hold. Lift the back heel, lift the chest, look forward. Inhale, and then as you exhale, right knee towards the nose underneath the body. High lunge, breathe in, long step back, lift the arms. Exhale, soften into the hips, interlace the fingertips except for the index finger. Breathe in, right knee comes down. As you exhale, draw hips forward. Anjali Mudra. Anjali Mudra? No, Kali Mudra with the hands. Maybe entering a slightly deeper back bend here. Right hand comes down. Breathe in your twisted lunge. Exhale, hold. Maybe heading into our side plank, or we can try wild thing. Taking the left toes up and over, lifting the hips, pushing through the right hand to lift the chest up. Could even bring the eye gaze towards the left thumb. Breathe in, come back through center, place the left hand down, plank, and then just like we did before, knees come down, hips stack on top of the knees. Puppy pose, breathe in, hands forward. Exhale, chest down. Start to look forward. We come into cobra. Breathe in, shift forward, hips down, engage glutes. Press up, hold for your exhale. Wrap the insides of the elbows forward. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, lower down, hands by the ribs, press to child's pose. Inhale. Exhale. Start to walk yourself back. I'm just going to show you a posture that we do in our Patreon account called chin stand. So it's big opening through the throat. We don't have enough time to practice it here, and we're not quite warmed enough up. We haven't warmed up enough for it yet, but it's something that includes everything that we've been doing, as in it's the same kind of movement patterns. So what we do in the video is that we kind of come down, elbows in by the ribs, chin comes down onto the ground, and then you might stay here. You might lift the knees off. You might shift your weight forward, lift one foot up, and then from here you try and reach the other foot next to the other one. Okay, so lots of upper body strength, but also opening through the throat, engagement through the back body, the glutes. So if you're keen to try that out, the class is down below. Okay, we're gonna head down onto our backs and pretty quickly slow things down. Once you get down, just take the feet wide. And then drop the knees from one side to the other side. Knees are bent here. And maybe you'd like to stay down today, or we can play with our halasana, our plow pose. Great way to open through the back of the neck, back of the throat. If you wanted to give this a go, you will bring your hands by the sides, start by lifting the feet up, and then you'll press through the hands, lift your hips up, and you aim to travel your feet as much as feels good behind your head. Hands could be on the hips for support. Hands could be down on the ground. Now, oftentimes this can feel quite good for kind of the back of the neck, maybe the hamstrings. At any point, if it does become very intense for any of these parts of the body, just back out a little bit, move your hips back more. Let's take one more deep breath here. Slowly start to make your way out, touching each part of the spine down at its own time. And feel free to stay here if you'd like to counter that posture with our Matsyasana, our fish pose, a little bit of a back bend. You'll start by extending your feet out, hands by the sides of the hips, press the elbows down into the ground, lift the chest up, draw the eye gaze behind you, crown of the head comes down onto the ground. Squeeze the shoulder blades down the spine. One more breath. And then to come out, you just bring your hands around the side of the hips again, grasp onto it, and then lift yourself up, come back down. Okay, if there are any final postures you'd like to take before Savasana, this is a great time to do so. Legs could be out long. If you're like me and your lower back is kind of feeling a bit tingly, what can be useful is if you bend your knees, take your feet wide, knock the knees towards each other. Little tucking of the chin here. Closing down the eyes, making our body really heavy and soft on the ground. We won't be here for too long, just a couple of minutes in quiet. But I'll let you know when it's time to transition out on the other side.
Just starting to bring our attention back to our breath. Allowing any tension that has appeared in the body to soften. And then when you're ready, we'll just make some small movements. Wiggling the toes, wiggling the fingertips. And eventually we'll make our way up into a seated position. Once you get there, take a deep breath in, lengthen the spine, lift up tall. Notice how much space you've created in this, 30 minutes that we've spent together. Exhale, releasing any stuck energy, especially around the throat area. Moving out into the rest of the day with confidence in our voice, willing to be heard, willing to express our truth. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Thank you so much, everyone. Finishing an Anjali Mudra, hands together at heart. Remember, our Patreon account is down below. I'll leave that there if you wanted to explore any of the classes. But I look forward to moving again sometime soon with you. See you then.